Hello, everyone. Good morning to all our TCMAers, teachers, viewers, and most especially to our parents. Because today, this free webinar is specially designed for you. What is in store for us? We will be learning the importance of parents' role in your child's learning in this new normal. Aside from that, we will be hearing a lot more from our very special guest speaker who has expertise on life skills for life success. To join our raffle for later, please comment anything about the webinar. And so without further ado, I am very honored to introduce our guest speaker for today. Our speaker is a book author. Some of his books are entitled Breaking the IQ Myth, Every Child Has Genius Potential, Creating an Enhanced Learning Environment Through Individual Learning Styles, and many more. He is also a motivational education freeform advocate, Dean of Life Skills for Life Success at St. Clair College, and Chairman of UST Alumni Association. He is the President of Education for All Developmental Center, and he took a special program on multiple intelligences at Harvard University. Let us all welcome our guest speaker for today's free parenting webinar, Professor Henry S. Tenedero.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rance Santamaria, for the very kind introduction. So lahat ng mga nanonood sa ating webinar ngayong umaga, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. And thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with us. We'll do our best to make your time worthwhile and very meaningful. First of all, let me thank the leadership of the Thai Covenant Montessori School. So I heard you call yourselves the TCMAers, particularly to Madam Ami Estela, for this kind invitation. I have known Madam Ami for quite some time, and every time our paths would cross, we would always talk about education for life. The meaning of education, especially in this time of pandemic, when we have to experience so many things in the new normal. You know, personally, I'm engaged. I would like to be engaged in face-to-face learning, because face-to-face learning allows you the chance to feel the emotions of the people you encounter with. It gives you the opportunity to blend with them. But that thing is a thing of the past for the moment, because as we enter the new normal, we have to be satisfied with and embrace its fullness. Yung tinatawag niya safety protocols or health protocols. So this is one of the health protocols we have to contend with, delivering our platform, delivering our content, delivering our substance through digital platform like this. So batid kong maraming magulang ang nanonood ngayon sa atin at marami pa manonood after this program. So whatever you will learn from me today, share it with others, because the beauty of learning is not in absorbing for you alone. The essence of learning is in sharing with others, especially those yung mga walang access sa tinatawag na connectivity. Ito yung mga pangamba ng maraming magulang ngayon. Paano ko tuturuan ang aking mga anak? Ako mismo hindi nakapag-aral. So again, we are redefining the very essence of education. That real education does not happen alone in the four walls of the classroom. Real education, to my mind, happens in the hearts and minds of the human learner. And parents play a very important role. The schools equally play an important role. But we have first to accept the fundamental reality that while we cannot have face-to-face learning in the classroom, let's shift to a more powerful way of learning, which is heart-to-heart, puso sa puso. In the final analysis, your mind can memorize so much information, but unless those facts that you have memorized are comprehended in the real sense of the word, then it becomes part of your rote memory. So ang tunay na edukasyon, ang esensya ng edukasyon ay hindi sa memorizasyon, kung hindi yung tinatawag na internalization. Emotions should be part of our learning system. I have been in the field of education for more than 20 years. Education has been my life before, and I think in the near future. And I think, in all respects, I will die as an educator. But let me tell you this, I did not take up an education course. I did not take up a course leading to what I'm doing now. I finished Leacom at UST, AB Commerce. But more than that, I was a kick out in high school. I was a kick out and a constant flunker in college. And yet, that particular episode in my life did not ever define who am I today. In other words, kung ano man ang estado mo sa buhay, hindi ikaw yun. You are the better version of who you were when you were a young kid, when you were growing up, becoming successful in your field. There's more to life than titles. So I'm sure many people would say, wow, paano yun? Education now is being redefined. Ibig sabihin, ang katalinuhan ng mga bata ay hindi lang nakaangkla sa tinatawag natin na dalawang domains. Hindi lang yung magaling sa language, hindi lang yung magaling sa math, ang pwede natin sabihin na matalino. Lahat po tayo, anumang estado sa buhay, anuman ang class standing mo sa buhay, ikaw ay may taglay na henyo. So, ang katagang henyo ay hindi lang nababagay dun sa malalaki ang bahay na hindi naman tahanan. Na yung magaganda at mamahaling mga higaan na hindi naman masarap ang tulog. Hindi sa paramihan ng kotse o paramihan ng pera sa bangko. Lahat po yan ay na-repurposed, na-reimagined ng pandemic. That's why, sit down, relax, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me later on as we move in to our presentation using few PowerPoint slides. Okay. Ang title po natin is Life Skills for Life Success at Thy Covenant Montessori School, Thriving in a Heart-to-Heart Home Learning, a Shift from Face-to-Face Classroom Learning. Let me start by saying, next, that we live in exciting times. But before that, this is a customized learning. So we look back, pag-aralan niyo muli ang mission statement ng Thy Covenant Montessori School. Napakahalagang isapuso niyo because this is the anchor of the education your child will have. And then the vision, which is the next. The next is the vision, if I may read, to become a center of excellence in basic education, producing future leaders. What a great aspiration to produce future leaders and social influencers grounded on the values of excellence, diversity, leadership, and faith. Ito yung tatlong motto. Ito yung tatlong pundasyon ng Die Covenant Montessori School na since 2007 has been fulfilling its vision and mission, because there's no point of coming up with a beautifully and eloquently written vision statement if there is no aspect of walking the talk. Ganon din sa ating buhay. Kapag hindi mo alam kung saan ka paroroon, bet you, makakarating ka rin, pero walang direksyon. So know the vision. Know the vision, know the vision of your own self with respect to educating your own child. Okay? So next, we live in exciting times. Hindi ba nakaka-excite ngayon na sabihin natin na, wow, we are significant part of this great episode in human history. Just last February, we are so busy, and the busyness of our lives have produced so much chaos, individually and collectively. And all of a sudden, like a thief in the night, coronavirus came into our beings, and we experienced month-longs of lockdown. Many resisted the transition because they were not used to living a life of isolation. We're used to going out, partying, meetings here, meetings there, buy this, buy that, and all of these beautiful things. And suddenly, we had no choice but to stay home and be in the comfort of our family. As in any change that will necessitate resistance, now we are finding beauty in those quarantine moments. Now we are still on GCQ. And I'm sure each one of you now will miss this later on. I will miss the lockdown experiences. I will miss my daily online masses. I will miss my 30 minutes meditation. And most especially, I will miss my 30 to 45 minutes of cardio exercises. But at the same time, since they've all become part now of my being, of my daily chores, I will not miss them anymore because they will become part of me even beyond COVID-19. Even if dumating na yung sinasabing vaccine, kapag yan ay naging bahagi na ng iyong pang-araw-araw na ginagawa, hindi na siya aktibidades. Kung hindi, kasama na yan sa iyong DNA. So, unawain natin na ang pandemya ay crisis, yes. But remember, a crisis always brings creativity, innovativeness. It brings out and highlight the values of compassion, kindness, generosity, equanimity, and all those things that we only knew by theory. But having experienced this pandemic right on your face, we see that unless we move from rationalization to spiritualization, then all of these things happening in our midst will have no meaning. Ano ang kadahilanan? Kada minuto nakakakita ko ng mga panalangin na sinishare, na hinihikaya tayo manalangin. Ito na po yun, sagot sa ating panalangin. COVID-19 is an answered prayer for a humanity that has abused humanity itself. We can never have a sustainable planet unless we have a sustainable life. So this pandemic makes it even more exciting because it gives us the time to go within us, to know ourselves, to practice ways which were foreign to us, but now are normal within us. Next slide. The transition to new normal education is exciting because finally, to my mind, I said, wow, this is what I've been saying for the past 25 years. Ng edukasyon ay hindi lamang memorizasyon. That education will not define you through your grades alone. Grades are simply numerical in character. And we all know that the successful people in the world today never even excelled in the field of education before. Bill Gates was a dropout of Harvard University. Mark Zuckerberg, we're enjoying Facebook. That guy was also a dropout of Harvard University. So what did it make it for them to excel? Because they followed the murmurings of their hearts. They followed uncharted courses in their lives. So kung may anak ka na hindi tradisyon mag-aral, huwag kang mangamba. Yung anak mo na palagi kang pinaiiyak sa problema, ang siyang anak mo na magbibigay ng walang humpay na ligaya sa iyo balang araw. Iba-iba ang ating mga anak. Huwag mo ikumpara si Pedro kay Juan o kay Sebastian o kay Maria. Iba-iba ang katalinuhan ng tao na nakikita mo ngayon. So transition in a way that you will see that between hope and despair, education is indeed the great equalizer. Na sa gitna ng hirap at pag-asa, edukasyon pa rin ang mahalaga. Edukasyon na hindi lang saklaw ang IQ, kundi lahat pa. Next slide. That's why we are guided by our guiding models. Learning styles, multiple intelligence, and emotional quotient. Learning styles is understanding how our children learn during this pandemic. During home learning, you probably must have observed how your children are learning. Bet you, may anak kang kumakain habang nag-aaral. May anak kang nagtitiktok habang nag-aaral. May anak kang nakikipag-usap, galaw ng galaw habang nag-aaral. May anak ka naman na gustong katahimikan, pupunta sa kwarto para makapag-concentrate sa kanyang pinag-aaralan. Ito ang tinatawag natin sa siyensya na learning styles. Now we have different styles of learning na hindi lang kailangan auditory. Dati-rate sa paniniwala ng mga teachers, the best form of communicating is through verbalization. Kaya puro lecture. We know for a fact na meron tayong 4 na iba't ibang klaseng modalities. Merong mga bata na visual. Gusto nakikita yung kanyang pinag-aaralan. Merong auditory. Gusto niya mapakinggan ang kanyang pinag-aaralan. Merong tactile. Galaw ng galaw ang kamay. Okay? I'm a highly tactile person. Kaya kung napansin nyo, I gesture a lot. That's my way of communicating what I have, especially kung spontaneous or extemporaneous ang ating talakayan. At meron naman kinesthetic, hindi mapalagay sa isang lugar, galaw ng galaw kung saan-saan. Ngayon, kung ikaw ay very analytic, left brain person, gusto mo ng katahimikan, sunod-sunod, okay, pattern, magagalit ka. Kasi ang akala mo, ang pagiging magalaw ang kamay, ang pagiging galaw ng galaw, lakad ng lakad, ay nuisance. Hindi po. Ganyan ang esensya ng learning styles. In other words, if you have something to teach, it is not what you teach, but how you teach it. Okay? It is very important for us. And this is all covered. But the learning styles I'm using is a product of more than 30 years of academic research. It is not a fad. Don't insist that one size can fit all. You do not go to the supermarket or department store and simply say, I have 5 children, but I do not know the sizes of their shoes. Can you give me just 5 pairs of shoes? That cannot be. You cannot have one size fitting all. So this is an excellent opportunity. A home learning is an excellent opportunity for you to know not only the psychological makeup of your child, but it's an excellent opportunity for you to know what are the learning styles of my children. And talk about learning styles. We're not only talking about our children. Bet you, sa mag-asawa, sinasabi natin, opposite poles attract. Kung yung lalaki ay global, yung babae ay analytic, sila'y maganda ang samahan. Hindi kailangan analytic, boring yan. Hindi kailangan global o global, boring yan. Sinasabi kasi Chinese, yin-yang. Kailangan may kombinasyon ng yin kasama ang yang. Ganon din sa pag-aaral. Okay? So I got kicked out. And yet, my father especially did not compare me to my 2 brothers and 1 sister who were all academic, excellent individuals, honor students. At least, may horror. Hindi ba sa pamilya may tinatawag na black sheep? Yung black sheep ay kinang. Hanapin mo ang kinang ng anak mo. Ikaw rin, magulang. Ano ang kinang mo? Lahat tayo ay may kinang. Pag hindi mo mahanap ang kinang na mo, sayang. Huwag mong hayaan ma-define ang pagkatao ng iyong anak base lamang sa grado. Grades will not define the true essence of your child's personhood. It is character. And character has to be built not only by the school, but by the parents themselves. So ang MI ay multiple intelligence. Alam natin na katalinuhan ay hindi lamang sa magaling sa language, magaling sa math, kundi ang katalinuhan ay para dun din sa magaling sa sports, magaling sa arts, magaling sa pagkanta, magaling sa pakikisama, magaling sa pagiging tahimik pero malalim, magaling sa kalikasan, at magaling sa malalimang pag-iisip. Sa 9 intelligences na dinevelop ni Howard Gardner ng Harvard University, I bet you, isa dyan o 2 o higit pa, merong katalinuhan ang iyong anak. Huwag mo nang ipursigi ang paniniwalang ang katalinuhan ay para doon lang sa magaling na magsalita, magsulat ng English o anuman. Real intelligence is in the heart and mind of the human learners. Yan ating papakatandaan. Sa panahon ng pandemya, nakita natin na yung mga ordinaryong mamamayan, sila ang namayagpag at tumulong sa sambayanan. Ang ating mga frontliners na ibinuwis ang kanilang buhay, not all of them are IQ intelligent, but many of them have blossoming hearts, have kind hearts. In more ways than one, pwede natin sabihin, mas gusto ko na makahalubilo ang tao sa tindahan sa palengke, ang tricycle driver o ang basurero na marunong gumalang at kagalang-galang kaysa sa tao nakakurbata, nakabarong, magara ang kotse, nawari mo kung sino man siya. No. Educate for humanity. Educate. May nag-comment si Margaret. Unravel the uniqueness of every individual. If we are 110 million people, we are 100 uniquely created by the Lord, na bawat isa sa atin ay may sariling kinang. A chicken is a chicken is a chicken. Remember that? Pero bakit binili ng Jollibee ang Mang Inasal? Ano ang kinang ng Mang Inasal na hanggang ngayon sila ay partner pa rin sa negosyo? A student is a student is a student. Lahat sila ay graduate. Pag ako ang employer, bakit ko pipiliin ang batang ito kumpara sa dalawa? Dahil lamang ba sa grado? No. When I do my interviews before, I do not ask first for the transcript. I talk to the fellow. At kapag madama ko na malakas ang kanyang emotional quotient, magalang siya, ang laki ng grado sa akin, at tiho ko na siya kukunin ko kumpara sa dalawang tao na honor student pa, pero hindi man lang marunong mangupo, hindi rin marunong gumalang. Iyan ang hinahanap ngayon ng ating lipunan. Iyan ang bagong edukasyon sa new normal. Yung malalakas ang EQ, emotional quotient, na kahit walang pera, dama mo ang kanyang sinseridad. Na kahit hindi malaki ang bahay, ang tinitirahan niya naman ay tahanan. So ito ngayon yung nakikita kong magde-define. Kaya sabi ko ako, noong una, we live in exciting times. Never got mad at the pandemic. It is cleansing us. It is bringing the best in us in more ways than one. Okay, next. With this element, we now say that success in the new normal, education, at work, or whatever, is being redefined. To say that it is now a combination of IQ, talino, EQ, puso, and DQ. Hindi ito yung ice cream. DQ is diskarte. IQ, EQ, DQ. Yan ngayon ang kahulugan ng tagumpay. Yung mga OFW na hindi nakaalis dahil nag-lockdown, ngayon ay mga Grab drivers. Yung isang piloto na hindi na makalipad, ngayon ay nagbibenta ng online food business. Dahil yung mga dating nasa pelikula, ngayon, ayun din, nag-online business. Anong tawag doon? IQ ba yun? No. EQ ba yun? Yes. DQ. Diskartehan mo ang buhay mo. Alala niyo sa EDSA noon? Pag wala kang DQ, yamot ka sa traffic. Kasi wala kang diskarte. Kung traffic ang EDSA at pupunta ka ng Makati, gamitin mo diskarte. Dumaan ka ng Green Hills, dumaan ka ng C5, dumaan ka ng Monumento. Ang importante, alam mo kung saan ka pupunta. Makati. Makakarating ka rin. Hindi lang isang paraan, maraming paraan. Sabi nga sa English, there are many ways of skinning the cat. Okay? So IQ, EQ, DQ. At marami kayong mga batang namamayagpag. Bata-bata. High school. Nagbibenta. Yung iba magaling sumayaw. Pinapost ko na lang mga TikTok. Ngayon, nababayaran sila ng YouTube. So, surviving now is no longer having enough of IQ. EQ and DQ equally important. Next. I hope you're still with me. Thank you for the comments. I cannot read them all as I give my talk, but definitely all your comments, I may not remember them in my mind, but all of them are filtering in my heart. Thank you. Faith, hope, and love. Not getting to be more spiritual, but I cannot help. Every time if you watch my post sa Facebook, hindi ako yung tao nagpo-post pag may masabi, tapos. A sentence for me takes time. It would take me time because I want to make use of social media as an excellent platform to communicate not only intelligence, not only knowledge, but wisdom. I think in more ways than one, what we need now in our midst are people not of too much intelligence, but of wisdom. Of course, it goes by age. But nonetheless, maraming bata, isip matanda. Marami akong kilala matanda na isip bata. At some point in your life, you realize that you can talk and talk, but unless you communicate with your heart in mind, then you're not communicating at all. So talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. But elevating it to a higher purpose in life, anchoring on these three virtues of life, faith. The pandemic has given us an excellent opportunity to check our faith dimension. I realized that in praying pala, hindi lang puro appeal, hindi lang puro hingi. When I pray now, I realize I adore Him first. And then I ask forgiveness for my sins. And I thank Him all the more dahil at this stage of my life or our life, buhay pa tayo. I'm happy to let you know na I'm still alive. When the fact remains that in 2018, I developed a congestive heart failure condition. Nakala ko ay end of my world. Last year, I had a foot surgery. Again, I thought, it's gonna be ending. Now I'm still alive. That's why cardio exercise is a must to me. Kumisang pag-busy ako the whole day at alas 11 ng gabi na, I still exercise. Last night I did, 11:45, because I had to finish. I'm editing all my books now. Lahat ng aking, at least of the 18, ang 10 books ko ay nire-edit ko. Yung mga cartoons, magugulat ka. Magiging colored na siya at naka-face mask. And then, I developed at least 200 COVID-19 pandemic blurb. And later on, pag matapos yan, they will be in ebooks. So, in other words, meron kang isang ginagawa kaysa naka lang yan, nakalagay sa isang, gamitin mo. So that excites my day. My cardio exercises, when I perspire, I feel so good. That's why the energy level that I have now, I can handle a 2-3 hours webinar. I don't care, back-to-back meetings, etc. Because my faith, even as I'm a sinner, has grown leaps and bounds. That faith to me is not only a word, unless you walk the talk. And then hope, napakahalaga ng pag-asa. Sinasabi ko nga sa aking mga kasama sa Go Negosyo Movement kapag kami nagbibigay ng training sa mga micro, small, and medium enterprises, huwag niyong kalimutan, banggitin ang pag-asa. Ang kailangan ng karamihan ng Pilipino ngayon ay hindi lamang produkto, kung hindi, ibenta natin ang pag-asa. Na sa gitna ng hirap at pag-asa, edukasyon pa rin. And I'm happy that the government is responding well in helping our MSME o yung micro, small, medium enterprises na according to my good friend DTI Secretary Mon Lopez is comprising 99.6% of our total economy. Ito yung ito yung grupo bumubuhay sa ating ekonomiya. And many of them, sad to say, are closing shop because of their problems with cash flow, problems with rental fees, etc. But we tell them the fact that you were able to create a business, reboot, repurpose, reimagine your mindset. Everything, my dear friends, begins with a powerful mindset. When we can transform negativity to positivity, depression to aspiration, and helplessness to hope. And finally, of course, the greatest of all is love. Unless there's love in us, we cannot have a sustainable planet. And that love has to begin with us, not from the government, not from any other people, but it has to begin with us. You have to love yourself. And loving yourself is not a selfish love. It's what I call self-care. Ilan na ang COVID cases natin ngayon? 85,000 and continuously rising. Kasi yung iba, bahala na si Batman. Hindi. That's very selfish. Self-care is taking good care of your own self, not for your own benefit, but for the sake of the greater humanity. You don't live alone, but you live in a world of community of peoples with hearts and minds, with dreams and aspirations as you do. So never isolate that self-care. In the final analysis, you cannot give what you do not have. You will never to appreciate the genius, potential residing in your child or your children unless you yourself will believe that you are born genius by the Lord. May kinang ka. Kaya lang, na iba ang iyong perspektibo sa buhay. Kung hindi ko nakita ang aking kinang, no ako'y na-kick out. Kung hindi ko siya inaruga, hindi ako makakarating sa UST, AIM, Harvard, Georgetown at Oxford. Pinangarap ko, bagam na wala akong pera, paano ko makakarating para mapatawad ako ng aking mga magulang sa ginawa kong kabalastugan nung ako'y nag-aaral. Nakapunta ako sa mga paaralan niyan na wala akong binayad because God gave me the gift of networking. I use my networks. Okay? Wala pa mga Google no. Sulat pa noon, handwritten. Until I got invited in Georgetown and Oxford as a visiting fellow. And now they're part of my credentials. But what the heck? Credentials are nothing. Your personhood is everything. Kaya ako'y nagugulat. Pansinin niyo mga pag may namatayan. Nakinig ka ng eulogy. Ang gaganda naman kasi ng sulat. Diba? Naalala natin ang kinang ng taong namayapa. Hindi ako nakakarinig na si Maria ay nagpataas ang ating economic forecasting. Hindi siya naglalunch para magtrabaho. Hindi. Sana yung esensya ng eulogy nasa resume natin. Para sa ganoon, hindi sa pagmamayabang sa ibang tao, kundi maging inspirasyon sa kanila. Maging inspirasyon tayo sa pagkakaroon ng pananampalatayang walang humpay, ng pag-asang namamayagpag, at pag-ibig na namumugtawi hindi lamang sa ating mga puso, kundi na rin sa ating pagkatao. Next slide. Malapit na po tayo. Malapit na. So, 3 bagay ngayon ang mahalaga. Hindi lang ekonomiya, hindi lang trabaho, kundi yung ating well-being. Kapag ako ay nagtatrabaho, I'm writing, I deliberately stop. Take this because this is very helpful scientifically. Huwag mong tapusin ang isang trabaho na tuloy-tuloy. Kailangan meron kang mga pahinto-hinto. Kailangan hihinto ka. Kailangan stop. Ang stop, ang ibig sabihin ko ang stop, okay? Stop. S, stop. Hinto. Deliberately. Number 2, take breaths. Hingang malalim. Hingang malalim. And then I go to my garden. Observe nature. Kausapin mo mga halaman. Humingi ako ng tawad sa mga halaman at sila'y napabayaan. Humingi ako ng tawad sa aso na naglalakad sa lansangan dahil pinapatay. Talk to Mother Nature. And then I tell you, when you go back to proceed, iba ang energy mo. So stop. And then isa pang excellent way of relieving stress, I do MVP. MVP. Hindi most valuable player. I always take minute vacation prayers. Okay? Kung meron mangyaring masama, instead of it stresses me, Lord, thank you. What's the meaning of this? Pag may magandang news, nakatanggap ako ng regalong na regalo na face mask or face shield or alcohol. Hindi ako nang paparinig, okay? So, Lord, thank you. Sana yung iba mabiyayaan din. It puts you into thinking that life is prayer. Yung online mass ko, medyo no? Pero I don't hear yung mga mahaba, mga 1 hour. No. May channel ako pinupuntahan, 30 minutes lang. Kompleto na. Because in the final analysis is your relationship with your Lord. Kristiyano, Katoliko, Muslim, it's your personal relationship. Thus, our well-being is very important. And I'm ready. If God will tell me now, if something will happen to me now, I'm ready. Because I've done my share. Are you ready? Hindi pa. Marami pang dapat bayaran utang. Ha? So, wag muna. So, the Lord is a listening Lord. I told him, Lord, you know, Pope John Paul inspired me. For those of you who are Catholics, in 1981, when Pope John Paul came to the Philippines, I was the president of the UST Student Council. I was given the rare chance to deliver the message of the youth of Asia. And after my talk, the Pope stood up and was telling me, come to Papa. So I approached him, mamano lang sana ako, then he hugged me. And that picture, ito, kaharap ko, in my room, yakap-yakap na sa. Ngayon siya ay Santo Papa. Nung binalita in 2005 na siya'y mamamatay na, nanalangin ako, wow, April 1. Lord, sana mamatay siya April 3. Namatay nga siya April 3, Philippine time. Kaarawan ko. So sa kanya ako humuhugot ng aking lakas. I always talk to him. And he made me realize to embrace, while I'm Catholic, I'm ecumenical evangelizer. And I intend to do this to the rest, for the rest of my life. But I'm a regular sinner. I sin often. But I know where my well-being. And of course, economy, tinalakay natin kanina, the way of the future is becoming your own boss. Develop your styles in doing business. And then jobs. If you happen to be an employer, and if you can talk to them, don't retire them early. If you can afford, people will understand if their salaries may be cut. There may be big changes. The important thing is that for them to have means to survive on a daily basis. And I tell you, my dear friends, in the year that we are in, 2020, if you survive this physically, it's okay. Mabuhay ka lang sa taon na ito, malaking bonus na. Okay, next slide. Okay, work skills needed in the new normal. Kailangan sabihin natin sa mga bata na kailangan maintindihan mo, sense-making ang tawag, kung ano nangyayari sa kapaligiran. Okay? Hindi yung puro reklamo, hanapan ng positibo. Hindi COVID, the positive aspects of what's happening now. For them to understand that on our road going towards excellence, we need time to stop. We need time to gas up. This new normal is a gas up period because we've been running so fast in life. Nakakasagasa na tayo ng tao, ng damdamin, ng kalikasan. Kaya pinahinto tayo ng Panginoon. Let them understand through sense-making. Digital. Ako'y sanay sa face-to-face. Nung una ako nag-Zoom, ako'y kinakabahan. Punyeta, paano to? Biglang nag-mute habang kami nag-zoom. Umalis yung pamangking ko. Hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko. Then I realized, mas mauunawaan ko pala ang digital platform kapag may kumpiyansa ako. Kaya mga magulang, ganun din. Mauunawaan mo ang ating online digital blended learning whatsoever kapag kumpiyansa ka na ang digital ay high-tech. But higit sa lahat, kailangan ng ating mga anak na tayo'y high-touch. So online learning can be both high-tech and high-touch. And between the two, high-touch has enduring symbol in life. Another is load management skills. Sa dami ng informasyon ngayon, sa dami na kinakain natin na pandemic news, ang ginawa ko, meron akong the new normal diet. I digitally disconnect myself before I go to sleep, and I read hard books. Okay? So you have to be digitally connected for you to be able to sleep well. And science is saying that we're so deprived in a mature society, is particularly mga lalaki. Trademark yan. Pare, 3 oras lang ang tulog ko kasi tinapos ko itong kontrata. Pare, 4 na oras lang, etc. Sinasabi ka ng kaibigan kong babae, nagkaroon daw siya ng date at pinagmamayabang ng lalaki, I only had 4 hours of sleep. Aba, sa lubloobin niya, kung sana itong taong to ay nagkaroon ng 5 oras na tulog at least, mas enjoyable ang dinner namin. Sa makatuwid, may halaga ang siyensa sa ating pagtulog. If I sleep at 12, at least I wake up at 8 hours or 7, but not below that. Hanggang nasanay na ako. Okay? So there are many other media literacy skills, etc. Okay? And all of these other skills na pansinin mo. I-google. Ano mga ano? Okay? Adaptive thinking. Okay? Kung masyado kang fixated, okay? Have a growth if you have a fixed mindset. Repurpose and have a growth mindset. Hindi pagising ng umaga, ay nako, problema na naman. Ay nako, tombstone. No. A tombstone is actually a stepping stone. A mess is sending you a message. So yung negative thinker, pandemic, wow, nakatakot. Wow, kamatayan. But the positive thinker, wow, the earth is clean. The people are loving. Wow, compassionate is abounding. Yan. Next slide. I think we only have 3. Life skills for life success. Let me just tell you about the story. I'm a founder of Life Skills. In our school, where I'm the Dean of Life Skills at St. Clair College in North Caloocan, before the lockdown, I was able to give a seminar to all our 7,000 students from elementary to college about the importance of life skills for life success. Life skills for life success simply means nurturing our compassionate heart, not only the thinking mind, and developing essential or soft skills, not only academic skills. So it's a combination of how I define success. Not only IQ, but EQ as well, and DQ. Because our students in St. Clair, for your information, are very, very poor. Alam ni Madam Ami yan, because the president is part of yung FAPSA. If you have heard of Bagong Silang and Camarin, the largest barangays in the whole Philippines, the largest, and one of the most financially hard up barangay, yan ang aming mga estudyante. Yan ang aming mga magulang. Kaya sabi ko, tanggapin ko itong trabaho ito. Because I want to empower them to believe that, yes, accept the fact that you may not be able to go to the so-called the best schools, Ateneo, LaSalle, UST, but no, that should not define your future. Life skills will bring you to the realization of your potentials and dreams. And then lockdown came. Nahinto yung momentum. So now, we're back to using platform. We'll have a TV program in the school, translating in online forum. Para sa ganun, ang tatalakay, hindi lang yung mga subject areas. This is one of the books I'm writing now on life skills for life success, and hope to launch. I'm hoping by December, all the 10 books being edited will be done. I will let you know. I will let you know. Even if it's on an ebook format. So life skills to me is very important. And this helps me bring to the next point that I'm part. I will post it tomorrow because I'm honored to be invited as an original signatory to what we call One Shared World. It's based in the US, but we are now 55 countries around the world, and the founder invited me to be one of the original signatories. Parang UN. Remember 1945, after World War II, na-create yung UN. Yan ang mangyayari ngayon. So I'm part, and also I'm equally happy because meron declaration of interdependence, and kami nag-translate sa Tagalog. So meron siya. Anyway, visit me, no? Henry Tenedero sa aking Facebook, and I post these educational things in my life. Okay, next. Nasabi ko na kanina to, Gids, next slide. Ang online learning ay dapat high-tech na high-touch pa. Okay? Di ba tayo mga magulang, mas naaalala natin hindi yung teacher na magaling magturo, kundi yung teacher na tinanggap ka, maging sino ka man. Ang magulang ko, kahanga-hanga. Na ako'y na-kick out, hindi ako minura, minsan. Ang sabi lang ng tatay ko sa akin, in English, Englishero si Papa. Just remember this, kiddo. To live a meaningful life, you must experience many short deaths. Hindi utang, deaths, kamatayan. Sa Tagalog, para magkaroon ng sa makabuluhang buhay, kailangan makaranas ka ng mga munting kamatayan. Ang pandemyang ito ay kamatayan. But siya'y nagdudulot ng makabuluhan. Leksyon sa ating buhay. Sa mga lingwahe ng bata, hindi sa dami ng dapa, kung hindi paano ka tumayo sa kada dapa. The more failures you have, the more meaningful your success in life will be. Remember that. I'm a product of so many failures because I realized failure is not the opposite of success. Failures are stepping stones to success. A success redefined. So finally, my last line, as I've shared to you, it's already past 12. I'm sorry. The study on what parents need to know about learning is understand. Ayan, may dumadaan na barangay sa tapat. Kaya naririnig nyo. The study on what parents need to know about learning is very important. Never underestimate the genius potential of your kids. We have gifted learners. We have underachiever learners. But if you are a parent with a caring heart and a caring attitude, even if your child is not performing very well, hahanapan mo siya ng kinang. Okay? Tama yung sabi ni Rance, resiliency and perseverance. Hanapan mo siya ng kinang. So, tapos ang aking PowerPoint, and let me give you my parting words now. Thank you very much. Coronavirus 19, or this pandemic, will surely survive as the most enduring symbol of this century. Before, I thought it was the Berlin Wall. For during COVID time, walls of every kind are being toppled all around us. All around the globe, the walls of prejudice, the walls of poverty and injustice, the walls of selfish interests and isolationism, the walls of arbitrary assumptions and superstition and irrationality, and the walls of greed and exploitation. So the final words will continue that we see foundations are being toppled around us. Instead, bridges in all fields of human endeavor and human activities are being created. The global village we're in right now is a world for global citizens. A world which may finally be fit to nurture and witness the communion of all peoples, the realization of one humanity, enriching one earth. My dear parents, we must make of our children proud national citizens in this pandemic time. They're confident, creative, appreciative of their native culture and history, at the same time responsible. And yet, we must make of our children global citizens, highly competitive, productive, forward-looking, pioneering, cognizant of the intricate demands of international exchange in all fields of social activity. And towards this end, we must break down the walls of ignorance, myth, and complacency, and in their places, build bridges of new hopes and dreams, new frame minds, new ways of thinking, doing, and being. And this is not a simple task. This is a very huge task. And it begins with education at home, in the school, and in the community. We cannot afford to do less than that. So to all of you, God bless you all. May you thrive in the midst of coronavirus pandemic. And just keep on smiling from the inside out, because God made us beautiful people inside out. So once again, thank you. And I now give the floor back to our moderator, Rance Santa Maria. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Sir Henry. Grabe talaga. We've learned again so much from your talk, and it's a delight whenever we have you as our speaker. And I'm pretty sure pati yung mga parents natin ay talaga namang maraming natutunan because your language is, eto wala na to sa script ko, masasabi ko this is very universal language. This is what we need now. This is what we need today. Ayan, talagang nakaka-inspire at nakaka-re-energize, ika nga. Ayan. And so as promised, we will now have the raffle. Our raffle draw is system generated. All
Wow.
names flashed in the screen is our winners. So claim your prizes, just follow the procedure down below. So I think ready na ba ang ating mga winners? Sino bang nagkuha? Ayan. Talagang nakakatawa, talagang pati ako na as a new parent in this new normal, talagang na-energize ako at talagang nabigyan nyo rin ako ng wisdom. It's very genuine wisdom coming from a very experienced and respectable speaker today. Kaya napakaswerte ng Life Covenant Montessori School. Ayan, so can I have the winners na?
The first winner is Henry Tenedero.
Ayan, so I think pwede tayo magbasa ng mga comments ulit dito, yung mga active natin na nag-chat. Si Flong Historia, teacher po natin to at the same time, parenting po sa Life Covenant. Ang dami pong nagte-thank you sa inyong ibinahagi, Sir Henry. Talaga namang I can't describe it. Talagang bawat salita na lumalabas sa inyong bibig ay talagang ninanamnam po namin, no. So
if I may add lang, Rance,
sige.
you consider this day as your gas up time.
Yeah.
Okay? Ako yung gas station. Yung iba sa inyo kailangan ng unleaded. Yung iba diesel. Yung isa tubig. Yung iba check ng gulong lang. Yung iba naman huminto lang.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
So God gave me this opportunity. Actually, He created this day para mag-gas up. And I tell you, okay, I'll be honest with you. As I gas you up, this opportunity also gas me up. So it's a two-way thing. Sabi nga nila, ang magagaling na artista ay yung maraming pinagdadaanan sa buhay because they can really emote. So like you, ang dami ko rin pinagdadaanan sa buhay. So I look forward to sharing webinars like this. Okay? So just a thought lang.
Yeah, ang galing ng association ni Sir Henry. Palakpakan natin Sir Henry. Ayan. Ayan, and I think meron na po tayong yes. Meron na po tayong mga winners ng face shields, naka-flash na po sa screen. Si Regina, Jane Yebra, Ann Giling, Florita Historia, Carminda. So I think kinuha to sa name dito sa YouTube or sa Facebook. And is this one name? Carminda Tandel Carmen. So send your name and contact number to tcms2007@gmail.com to claim your prize. Margaret May Alohipanga, Mel Arerab, Vilma Morales, Erwin Sosito, Jo Pesalbon. So, sorry po if hindi ko alam kung paano i-pronounce yung inyong mga names. Pero ito po, naka-flash na po sa screen. At paki-follow lang po ang ating instruction dito sa baba. Ayan, maraming nakikinig at maraming natuwa sa ibinahagi ngayon ng ating guest speaker na si Sir Henry Tenedero.
Hey, thank you. I'm only reading now the comments.
Yeah.
Tinuruan ako ni Gideon kung paano, I'm sure. Wow, so nice, so heartfelt. Thank you. I will bless all of you. I will pray for all of you na your comments will not be only appreciated intellectually, but I'll be remembering them in my hearts. Wow. Wow.
Ayan, I think meron na rin po tayong winner for our 1 box of face mask. So congratulations to Annalisa Carulio. At saka ang ating winner for 1 gallon of alcohol. At I think this is it. Miss Araceli Bacolor. Ayan. I think that's all. Congratulations to all our winners and thank you to all our viewers for today. Keep safe and stay healthy. Enjoy the rest of the day. God bless everyone.